about how to transmit the results from the voting centers to the headquarters where those votes will be counted. Um, some people were for, some people were against, and the reason for those who were against, the reasons they adduced was we are not yet at that level.
Okay.
That was one of the reasons that the thing could be stolen within in that transit. What do you have to say about that? Is that
the question I would want to ask is a question of money and power. We have been able to effectively use it as long as money is concerned. So these are two very powerful ingredients as long as the world is concerned, money and power. You can have money and not have power. You can have power and have money. One of them brings the other. But let's look at it from those two perspectives. We've been able to deploy technology in the area of transmission of harmony. You can transmit 1 billion from where you are. You don't care. It doesn't matter the technology that you're using. What matters is that you can do that.
Yeah.
You can transmit 1 trillion from where you are. And you don't care. So why would you now care if it's just election results?
Election
Why
is
would
important.
you think if I can do this thing from my mobile phone, I can transfer funds from my mobile phone, because it's all about the technology that we use. Because no matter how you want to look at it, if even Estonia does that, Estonia is it's a digitalized country. Everything in Estonia is digitalized. Everything. The only thing you can that is not digitalized in Estonia is marriage.
But it has security implications. Like you talked about the hackability of these sites. Everything can be hacked.
Yes, and that is where mitigation comes to play.
Please explain.
Good. Now, in information security, there is what's called mitigation, information security risk mitigation. Risk mitigation is where you put in measures to ensure that even though you are hacked or you are breached, the breach does not affect. The effect of the breach would not affect certain things. You can mitigate it. It's all about the willpower. That's the truth of the matter, because we can build in encryption in every transmission. We can have the highest form of encryption. If we say the problem is the transmission, we can use blockchain technology if we want to use it, because it has the highest. So far so good. Blockchain technology has the highest form of encryption now. So we can use blockchain technology for the transmission. If that is the case, if you said your concern, because they've not come out to tell us that this is their concern. They're only saying that we've not grown to that extent. Okay, at least your concern. What is your concern? What exactly is making you feel that we've not gotten to that extent? Is it that the data can be breached in the course of transmission, or the data can be manipulated before transmission, or the data can be manipulated after transmission? Let us know where the issue is or where the risk is. Then when we look at it, okay, this is where the risk is. How do we mitigate it? It's not about just saying that we've not gotten there. Because if you are waiting to when we get 100% there, it will never come.
Recently, between 2015, in fact, the hard feelings continue between Russia and the US. I'm just giving you an example over election meddling. Of course, the Democrats accused Trump, the Republicans, of no, they accused the Russians of meddling in their elections in favor of Trump. At that level.
Okay, now let us understand that. See, we've missed the point of now that case between Russia and US, the 2016 general election between Russia and US.
Yeah.
There was no direct attack on the votes. There was no direct attack on the what's it called, the voters. There was no direct attack on the people that was voted on. What they did was to influence. They used propaganda. What they did was to influence voters. They did not attack the vote. Neither did they attack the vote. What's it called? They only influence voters using social media, and they did that via propaganda. They created social media accounts, over 2,000 social media accounts. After creating social media accounts, they use that to sell information that against Hillary Clinton and for Trump. That has nothing to do with there was no direct attack on the election. So that can be mitigated.
There was no direct rigging.
There was no rigging. No, it was just a way of influencing this person. They hacked the Democratic Committee, National DNC server. They released emails of Hillary Clinton on the public domain. This made the public knowing that, okay, so Hillary Clinton has sent this kind of email to this kind of person. No, I'm not voting for Hillary Clinton. That was what they did.
Okay, so in 2020, the tables were turned. What happened there?
Well, there was no. That's exactly what we were even supposed to do. We're supposed to. They went because after the whole issue, FBI set up an investigation. The intelligence committee, the Senate Intelligence Committee, set up an investigation. One other committee also set up an investigation. They unified all the conclusion of that investigation. Then they brought up a solution. They brought up a solution that now made 2020
Yes,
2020 election better. So they were able to mitigate it.
Okay, so Hanniel, you have educated us enough. We have an understanding. We can appreciate the extent to which these activities can actually make or mar our existence as an international community.
Yeah.
So what can government do to mitigate cybercrime in the cyberspace? I'm talking about government. I'm not talking about the Nigerian government. Governments, the Committee of Nations.
To start with, the internet has made globalization possible.
All right.
So if we're to fight the crime on the internet, it's supposed to start from the top.
Okay.
That means from the UN.
All
the
right.
UN itself, they are supposed to bring forth certain treaties. Countries are supposed to come together to sign certain treaties that are related, that would help them in fighting this form of crime. But beyond that, there are certain countries that are more exposed to cybercrime than other countries. So what is it that these countries that are not exposed have done? And this country that are exposed, what is it that they have not done? So we can begin to look at countries like Estonia, countries like Australia. What is it that you people are doing that we have not done? Countries now have digital police. Countries now have cyber police. Do we have that in Nigeria? No. EFCC are the one trying to see if they can function in that role, but no, their roles, the act that establishes them limits them to economic and financial crimes alone. If my phone gets hacked, who do I go to? Can I walk to a police station now and say my phone is hacked and they will know what to do?
Having said that, since we are vulnerable, so to speak, we as individuals, I'm bringing it back to Nigeria now, we who use the internet, we who are in the cyberspace, what can we do to protect ourselves? Because as you have just related it, we really do not have any protector. We are vulnerable. So what can we as individuals do to ensure or to avoid being cybercrime being committed against us?
Well, the first thing you will need to do is to acquire knowledge. It will get to a state. I pray we don't get there, but the way at which crime is growing, it will get to a state where it's likely to get to a state where they will tell you that if you don't get a cybersecurity awareness knowledge, you can't get employed. Corporate organizations are supposed to organize cybersecurity. It's supposed to be a mandatory field. It's supposed to be just the way when someone is applying for a job in the area of abilities, you're supposed to put cybersecurity awareness. You are aware.
All right.
We need to get that level of awareness. We've missed out of it completely. Another thing is that these criminals, they change their tactics every now and then. So we have to also be on the trend. We have to also watch out for new things that are happening.
All right. Thanks very much, Hanniel. It's been a nice one being with you this afternoon. Thanks to you, our viewers. Thanks to you, our producers. Let's keep tuned. Let's stay tuned. Tomorrow we have another bumper edition on the morning radio. Always be our guest. We'll continue to be with you and to bring you the information you need that will keep you abreast of things that you need to know to live a normal life, just as Hanniel has educated us today. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Money Radio, discussing the business of making and spending money.